If a toilet is leaking out of the handle hole, it is likely that the overflow pipe on the flush valve is too high. I'll show you how to properly adjust the height of a flush valve. Start by measuring from the bottom of the tank lever hole to the top of the tank. Next, transfer that measurement to someplace near the overflow tube. The bottom of the tank hole on this toilet was 1 3/4 inches. I'll mark that with a pencil. Remove the refill tube from the top of the overflow pipe. Place a straight edge on top of the overflow pipe. Mark its height just below the mark you made for the level of the lower point of the handle hole. Measure the distance between the top of the overflow pipe and the bottom of the hole of the toilet handle. To comply with code, the distance must be at least 1 inch. The overfill pipe is a safety to ensure that the tank water level cannot rise up to the tank lever hole and spill out onto the floor. Over time, toilet tank fill valves fail. When they fail, they often continue to fill the tank beyond the normal water level. If the overflow pipe height is below the tank lever hole, the water will spill over the overfill pipe and into the bowl instead of through the toilet handle hole and onto the floor. If the top of the overflow pipe is not at least 1 inch below the bottom of the toilet handle hole, mark 1 inch below the toilet handle hole. Put a straight edge across the top of the tank. Measure down from the straight edge to get the proper height for the overflow pipe. Next, cut the overflow pipe down to the proper height. You may be able to get a hacksaw blade inside the tank to saw it off. An easier way would be to use a mini tube cutter. The tube cutter is meant for metal, however, it'll cut plastic. If you've never used a tube cutter, all you do is place it over the tube and turn it down so it's snug onto the tube, and then simply spin it around until it gets loose, then tighten it and spin it and continue on until you've cut through the pipe. After the overflow tube is cut, look for the critical level on the fill valve. On a fluid master valve, it's this band just below the cap, and if you look closely it says CL. On a fill valve manufactured by Corky, it says water level. The critical water level must be 1 inch above the top of the overflow tube. After the overflow tube is cut to the proper length and the fill valve is set to the proper height and the float is set so that the tank water level is about 1/2 inch below the top of the overfill tube, the toilet should function properly. If the tank water level rises above the overflow tube, the fill valve is possibly bad. Replacing the fill valve is beyond the scope of this video. I have a video that explains how to replace a toilet fill valve. Click on my channel name to find it. I hope you found this video helpful. A thumbs up is always appreciated, and thanks for watching.